I have a lot of sympathy for the younger generation. I don't see why this ain't talked about more. Society has changed for the better and for the worse. Okay. I understand technology is getting quick and all this stuff, but we don't ever talk about the downside, the insecurity levels of these young generation because of all the stuff they have to deal with. And we all have to deal with it. I understand that. But they have to deal with it on a different level. Imagine being younger, a person that don't understand anything, a person that don't know themselves, and then they have to deal with society, people telling them on a regular basis what they should do, what they don't do. All this stuff is too much. How can anybody disagree with me? And every time a younger generation tells the people all the stuff they have to deal with, we shun them. We act like what they say doesn't matter. Oh, you got it easy. We had it harder that back then. I don't think so.
I'd give anything to experience 2020 as a teenager. You guys want to play Among Us?
If anything, it's probably different things they have to deal with, but it's still difficult. I couldn't grow up in this generation. I couldn't do it. Most people can barely do it now. We're fighting for our lives right now. Just imagine being younger and having less control and less understanding. Think about being younger, having Instagram, growing up with that. In high school, we see people that we wish we were. You're young and you see a girl that you're attracted to and you feel like she's out of your league. And then you see the jocks. All you have to do is deal with this at school. That's it. You deal with it, you go home, and you might think of it sometimes during the weekend when there's parties that you wasn't invited to. Okay, this is not personal stuff. I'm just saying, put it in your mind. It was times where you can step away from that and enjoy yourself. And there's little distractions here and there, going outside, feeling the weather. But now, being young, you're on social media all day. We have our phones all day. Don't lie. Most people, yeah, they may not respond to your text. They may not, you know, they might ignore you all day, but people have their phones all day. And at any second, you can go on Instagram and see people, see other people's highlights, see them going on vacation, having fun, using filters, making themselves look perfect. Now, I can understand all that because I'm older. We've seen it, people that are born in the 80s and 90s, we see it from a different lens. But when you're born into it, you're in the box. Even if you kind of know it's fake, because you hear the internet's fake all the time, but it would still be difficult for me if I was 16, 17.
I only had to deal with my school calling me weird, and not the internet. So I do understand that you guys have the whole entire world watching you, but also remember this. Those people that are making fun of you are not main characters. They're NPCs. If you're getting made fun of, you're doing things that are going against the grain, you're a main character. Stick to it, rock with it.
It's hard to get out of the box. Even when you're in it, even when you see what's different and what's real and what's fake, society don't make it easy for you to be like, you know what? You're 16, 17. You know what? I'm gonna wear whatever shoes I want to wear. I want to dress how I want to be who I want to be. They're not gonna make it easy for you. As an adult, yeah, it's easy to be like, I don't care what y'all think, because I truly don't. Because the older you get, the more you're like, whatever. But if you're a kid saying that, and then let's say you go to the mall or you go to school or whatever, you're gonna get made fun of. And even if you have that different mindset, it may be harder for you because now you're gonna have to fake it until you get out of school, until you're older, and then you're gonna be like, all right, I'm done. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not easy.
The reason that Gen Z takes this social media stuff so seriously is because they have never, ever experienced life outside of it. Social media really didn't pop off until I was like a sophomore in high school, for real. So like I'm old enough to have experienced life before social media. And I remember when social media started popping, it was all jokes. No one took it for real. No one took every interaction to heart because we knew, hey, this is for fun, this is for jokes.
I just feel bad for that because everybody has insecurities, but your brain is still developing, your body's changing, all this stuff. And it's like, since the internet has appeared and you're growing up with the internet, it's like you kind of got to get used to growing up in front of everybody. It's low key, everybody, this is going to sound crazy, but I feel like everybody's becoming celebrities now. Not the status, but it's like the camera is on everybody now. And that's why a lot of celebrities people don't really care about anymore. Because you can literally pop open your phone, make videos, and you can become a celebrity. It wasn't like that back then. You had to move, you had to go to a different city, a different town, and get lucky. Now, you can get lucky anywhere. You can live in Arkansas. You can live in Oklahoma.
Like the majority of the things that these kids can look up to is either derivative, it's uninspired, or it's unintelligent. We had real stars that you could really look to for inspiration and be like, I want to be like that on a creative sense. You know what I'm saying? You saw it in film, you saw it in fashion, you saw it in music. It's just not like that no more.
The internet kind of took off and it went crazy. And it was like, by the time it went crazy, I was an adult. It took me years to even get on Instagram and stuff like that. If I didn't have a YouTube, I wouldn't be on any social media because I don't look at anybody different if you post pictures and for likes and stuff like that, because that's your thing. But I don't really feel the need. Likes do nothing for me because it makes me feel weird. It makes me feel like I'm trying to be accepted. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I'll push my content, but it's like, if I wasn't doing anything, then I wouldn't be on there. I would be on TikTok to watch videos, but that's it. What am I on there for? What am I here for?
Get off social media. That would be my honest advice. But that's a nearly impossible thing to say to a generation younger than me and my generation as well. So my advice is everything you're looking at is 90% fake.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what's behind a photo. And you have no idea what's actually going on. All you have is who you are. Take breaks and just enjoy what's actually around you.
I feel bad. I definitely feel bad for them. I definitely feel bad, especially being on TikTok and hearing their side and actually listening to them, not just being like, "Oh, you're just complaining." No, I like to hear the younger generation and see, because they actually grew up in it and they're living it before, and they're like thrown in the spotlight before even finding out who they are. It's like they're forced to be on there, forced to tap dance for society. But it's like, that's why I'm saying if I grew up in this, I wouldn't have left the house. I probably wouldn't have. It's not even worth it. Because it's like this standard that's out there that, man, because it was like in high school, there was a standard. You had to wear this to be the cool kid. You had to do this to be a part of this to become a cool kid. Now it's times 10. It's times 10. Everybody's dealing with it. It's just everybody's dealing with it at a different stage of their life. And the more insecure you are, the harder time it's going to be to deal with it. And that sucks. Do y'all disagree with me? Like, is I can't be the only one that think this, because every time I see a younger person talking about something how they don't like, it's like it's frowned upon. It's like, oh, be quiet. You got it easy. We had to deal with this. That's what the older people say. Oh, we had it more difficult than you. I don't think that. I think as society changes, you're going to have different sets of problems. That's all that changes. Everybody's going to have problems. It's just going to be a different set of problems that you have to deal with, that everybody's adjusting to. And that's why, at first I was like, mental health, we didn't really deal with that back then. Yeah, because it was like a simpler time. We had issues and stuff like that, but we was able to like separate ourselves. And it's like now you can't really separate yourself. You're just in it nonstop. The spotlight is on you nonstop. The only thing you can do is stay in the house. But then if you stay in the house, people are going to look at you crazy. You're not doing anything with your life. That's what society says. If you just kind of like step away from it all and just not try to be different, but you just be yourself and separate from it all. People are going to be like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Just think about it. And even me, if people be like, oh, I don't be on social sites and stuff, I kind of be like, really? You don't be on nothing? Then what do you do? And if they say something simple like having hobbies and stuff, I'll be like, okay, that makes sense. Because then I think about back then how people moved. But yeah, man, the simple times. All I want to say is, the young generation, shout out to you. I will always have a level of sympathy for the younger generation. Growing up in the 90s, I was able to be a kid. What I didn't know didn't hurt me, and I was able to find myself. I was able to see who I truly was all the way into adulthood. Now, if I grew up in the 2010s, like these younger guys, I would be insecure. All this information so fast, being in relationship with people and being in competition with people in every different state, finding out what women like and what they don't like, and comparing myself to that. Constantly seeing people doing better than me on Instagram, people hurting my feelings on Facebook. Man, I'd be so insecure. It's ridiculous. I got insecurities now, but it would be hard mentally for my mental state if I was growing up in that time. Thank you.